Hey guys, well, it felt really good to be back and working at it. I tell you, thank you for all the support and encouragement that you guys gave me reaching out, and hopefully I'll address the questions as we go along here. So last week, just getting back, I just wanted to establish balance, and we used this chord progression, this cycle of dominance, right? And we just stayed inside the same measure, the same key, establishing balance for the bebop scale, and it's a really good. And that exercise specifically, up from every scale degree, down from every scale degree, will show you where, intellectually you've got blind spots or fog, or where your technique is a little sticky. And for me, it was real clear that twos, fours, and sixes, the non-chord tones, were the ones that were giving me the most trouble. So I spent most of the week just focusing on them, getting a lot of reps in. And then one of the questions is like, how fast should you go? It's like, well, it doesn't matter. It's not the point really, which is outside maybe the norm of most pedagogical views. Like most people are trying to like get this stuff as fast as you can, but I don't see it like that. I think bebop feels like riding a bike to me. So it's like there's balance. When the chord tones are downbeats and the color tones are upbeats, it just feels like your bike is balanced. So if you do a lot of studies or a lot of exercises where you're establishing balance, it's like you're learning how to ride the bike. And so if when it feels like you're going to like fall out of balance, and you just immediately correct. So when I'm playing, I don't really think like we're thinking when we're doing these exercises. So when I practice, I slow down and think very precise thoughts, and make very exact exercises in hopes, and it seems like it's worked through the years, that this will be getting stored in my intuitive memory bank. So when I feel like I'm out of balance, my mind and body and the ear will just know where to go to fix it. And when I'm playing, I don't think like this very often. Sometimes as an idea launcher, I'll think like, oh wow, I should start on the two, and maybe I'll do that, but it's not like as detailed every note. So I hope that helps you. So if you practice these without any time, where you just play through the measure and stop and get reference, where do I go next, or if you have it at a slow tempo, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's very convenient for it to be faster, and these exercises get inside of 10 minutes, but that's not the point. So last week we did this progression, or I practiced over this progression. If you're following along, you did too. And we just balanced each scale inside the progression. So this week we're gonna do a little bit different. So what we're gonna do is play over this progression where it just stays in the same key for the entire time. So we'll just play a C change to an F change, C change to an F change, the whole way through. And then at the end, I'll have this set up. I'll just make it now. So it goes around the circle of fourths. So the first time through, it'll be C to F, and then automatically it'll change from F to B flat. I'll work through the keys that way. Now, I'm gonna do the demo at 100 because I want to make sure that I can actually do it, and this is what I'm going to work on this week. So there's that too, right? So if we press play, it'll tell us how long it is, and it's about 14 minutes, right? So I'll explain this exercise to you, and you're going to see that like 14 minutes to be able to play through each change, starting on each scale degree, up and down in every key in 15 minutes, and that's time well spent. So here's what we're going to do today, right? So one of the things that's challenging when you're improvising is to not change directions when the keys change, like to play up the C scale, and then when it changes to F, you change directions. This is a really common habit that intermediate improvisers have, and it's very tough to break that. And the best way that I know to do it is just playing what I call playing through the change. Like, so we're going to start on a C, we're going to play C bebop, and we're not going to change direction. Every single note is just going up one scale degree, even once we get to the F chord. It's a very, very usable skill, right? And if you gain control over this, which is what we want to do, it will make your playing sound a lot fresher and a lot freer, right? So one thing we know about bebop scales, if you start on a chord tone, like we start on a C, it'll deliver us to a C in the next measure because there's 8 notes in the scale, right? So if I'm on a C in C dominant, I know I'll be on a C, and in F, that's the 5th. So one of the things that I have my students do, that are just starting to do this, is just play up the scale like an octave. You play from this C to this C, and then stop there and then think, okay, now I'm in F7 and I'm going up the bebop scale. What notes do I have to play? Oh, it's C, D, E flat, E, F. Right? And then the whole line sounds like this. And there's something just really beautiful about the line just changing scales as it goes up. So that's the goal for today. So each one of these is, the ascending version and the descending version of the root, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5. I'll put this document on the front page of the EWI Den so you can go get it. And so let's just talk through all of them. So if it's a chord tone, and chord tones are the 1, the 3, the 5, and the flat 7. If it's a chord tone, the note you start on, or the letter name you start on, is the letter name you're delivered to, right? So here's C down. We know it's going to land on a C, which is the 5th of the F7. Then we go down the F dominant bebop scale from there. So here we go. That's really nice. And then the 2, well, that's not a chord tone, so we have to establish balance. And notice if we start on a 2, it lands on the 1. So there's only going to be, after you balance the bebop scale, on beat 1 of the next measure, you could only be on a chord tone of this scale, right? So this note's either going to be C, E, G, or B flat. And remember, if it's an E, the letter known E, so that would be an E flat in this key. So here we go. Here's the 2 up. Start on the 2. Cool. 2 down lands us on an E, right? So this is exactly what I was talking about. So the E in E7, C, D, E is an E natural, but in an F dominant chord, dominant means you flat the 7th, the E is the 7th note, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E. It has to be flat, so it's E flat. So when you get down here, instead of playing E natural, just play E flat, and then the change is just already cool. All right, so now we're doing the chord tone up. It's an E, same thing, gonna end on E flat. The 3rd down, it's gonna end on an E, make it flat. The 4 going up, this is one of my places I had trouble last week. 4 going down. Oh wow, look at this one. It starts on a 4, so you have to balance, and it ends on a 2, so you have to balance again. So this would be one that might be a good idea to stop there, right? I'll do it without stopping. These are really nice lines. They're beautiful. Here's G. You know you're going to land on a G. That's the 2, so you have to establish balance. There we go. And then down, start on a G, lands on a G, G against the 2, so we have to establish balance again. And then the 6 up. Remember, you just don't bop the 6 on the way up. It leaves this to the 4. So the end here, look at this. It's going to be the 4th, going to be the 4th, going to be the 4th, going to be the 4th. Yeah, that's going to be tricky. Here we go, 6 up. Oh, sounds good. Yeah, 6 down. 7th up. It's going to line like the B flat is the 7th, but when we get to B flat on this one, it is the 4th. And then finally the 7th down. That's it. That's what we're doing. So I don't know, I'll probably stop or fade out at some point in here. We don't want to change that. Let's just stop it. Right. And I don't look at anything when I do this. So if I were you, I would use that sheet for reference and then apply it to the chord progression in your mind. And then when you get to the new key, think in numbers to remind yourself what the line is going to be, and just go slow enough that you can think it through. And it doesn't matter how slow you go. If it's too difficult, you're not starting at the right place. If you can't get your head around this, give me a call. I'll help you. I know the road here. I've done it many, many times, and I can help you for sure. So here we go. We're just going to do each line like a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7. That's why there's 7 lines. And then it'll change keys. I'm going to just stop at some point, and you can get the gist of this exercise. And this is what I'm going to do this week. And then next week is going to be manipulating this in another way that's going to just help it to get more intuitive and more intuitive. So here we go. Here's the demonstration of the exercise. Do down first. I'll go down. Go to F. Here we go.